Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by MMA veteran Rob Emerson. Rob, how are you?
I'm good, guys. How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Sure, no problem. Rob, take me back to the beginning. How did you get started in mixed martial arts?
I got started back in, I think, 2009 or 2000. I went to go watch a fight with a friend of mine. This guy, Sal Quash, fights 145. He was like one of the older, tougher kids at the school. And he was like, diversity, like a cage fighter, you know, back in the day, quote unquote, before the sport was big. So we went to go watch him fight, and I ended up competing in it and winning. And the result was pretty good once you stay and train for this. And I was supposed to go to the military, but I fell in love with the sport there. You know, I ended up staying and fighting, and here I am 12 years later, still doing it. So.
According to the databases, you started your career 0-4. During that time, did you think about leaving the sport, or were you like, some of these decisions were questionable decisions, and if you just tweak a few things, and you'll be able to continue?
Yeah, my first pro fights I lost, and they're all decisions, but I took all those on like super short notice, and like my first pro fight was against Culver, and I had like a huge major injury, and I couldn't even really train for the fight, so I knew I took those guys through decisions just pretty much based on like my toughness and my will, you know. I knew with the proper training and the right preparation, I'd be able to do fine in the sport. So my first 4 amateur fights, I knocked the guys all out. I didn't even know they were way bigger than me and everything. And so that kind of just gave me motivation. And then, martial arts is something I've been doing ever since I was a kid. And you know, I was in love with the sport when I first fought. And, you know, I wasn't ready to walk away by no means. You know, still not.
How did you get your nickname, The Saint?
I don't know, a couple of friends of mine gave it to me back in the day. We were related to that movie Boondock Saints. And my mom kind of raised me like a Catholic kid growing up, everything, and kind of just, you gotta go on this Ultimate Fighter show, the nickname, whatever. No, I never really liked it. I never really like wanted the nickname. They just kind of called me that with one promoter, and it kind of just spread. But I don't know, I just kind of don't like their name. I don't really have the nickname anymore.
Your first win as a professional was against Justin Berkeley. What do you remember about that fight, and how happy were you to finally be in the win column?
Well, it was cool. I remember that fight. The guy didn't have that much experience. I knew it was a fight I had to win, so I was actually a little bit more nervous that fight. It was the first fight where I wasn't the underdog, and I like being the underdog, just because I had nothing to lose, and I don't really think about, you know, fighting easy fights and kind of tidying my record. I wanted to go in there and get as much experience as possible, like fighting the tough guys, you know. And I did that in the beginning. So now when I fight guys, I'm not nervous whatsoever because, you know, I've already been there through the rough guys and, you know, had tough fights.
You were on season 5 of The Ultimate Fighter. What was that experience like?
It was cool. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, the mistake that I made, I was just pretty much like, I did it for the experience. I didn't really go out there to win. You know, I knew if I took BJ to be my coach, I would have had a lot more fun doing it rather than if Pulver was my coach, I would have had a lot more success, like as far as training and being in better shape. I just wanted to kind of just have fun and enjoy myself. I was young, you know, my life, I kind of just like took the experience for granted and kind of really take it as serious as possible. I was partying and drinking all the way to like the morning I left the airport to go after the film and everything, actually. But like you said, you know, I can't really change it now. Maybe who I am now, and I'm in the right place now. I'm making the right decisions to get back into the UFC now. So,
when you were going through the process of being on that show, what was the main reason you wanted to be on there? Was it, you know, to get exposure for yourself? Was it, you know, a fast track to be in the UFC? What exactly was your main reason for wanting to be on the show?
It kind of just like fell in my lap. I was actually deciding between doing that show and signing with the IFL. Back when the IFL was first starting, and they had like a TV deal going on at the time and everything. And I was like, oh, cool, that might be more interesting, you know. And then I was driving back from practice one night, and I was talking to Mask from Tap Out. He was a good friend of mine. They were sponsoring me at the time, and he was hanging out. He's like, yeah, I'm actually hanging out with the producer of the Ultimate Fighter show. I was like, here, let me put you on the phone with her. And I got on the phone with her, and we instantly hit it off and started making her laugh right away and everything. And she liked me right off the bat. She's like, oh, you're cool, you're cool, I like you. And then I was also recommended by like a couple other local California promoters. So I didn't actually have to go to the tryout side. They just put me straight out to the show for the medicals and everything, and I passed the medicals and was on the show. I didn't have to travel or anything, so it wasn't really like difficult for me to get on there. It wasn't any effort.
Mm-hmm. At the beginning of that season, when the teams were being picked, BJ Penn made all the fighters who didn't want to be on Jens Pulver's team raise their hand. I don't remember exactly who the fighters were who did or didn't raise their hand. Did you raise your hand?
Yeah, I raised my hand at first, and then I kind of felt bad to want to raise my hand. I'm like, oh shit, what if I have my hand up now? I don't go on this team. So then I kind of put my hand down. Like after that, BJ even said, he's like, yeah, I saw you raise your hand first. And I saw you put your hand down, so that's why I didn't pick you right away, because I wanted to see if you were dedicated, you know? Mm-hmm. And, I don't know, yeah.
Why did you decide to put your hand up in the first place? Was it because you had a history with Pulver?
No, I think I just respected BJ as a fighter more. I kind of looked up to him as a fighter more. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought he was a better fighter, and we kind of knew some of the same people that were in Hawaii with my coach at the time, calling Yama on him, so I kind of just, I just looked up to him. He was the world champion at the time. I just wanted to, I figured I could maybe learn a little bit more stuff from him, and I think I just thought those guys are funny, and I had a lot more time with them. I had a funner time out there, So, both those guys were my heroes. But before I even fought Pulver, I watched BJ. Before I even had my first pro fight against Pulver, I watched that BJ Penn and Jens Pulver fight when they were fighting for the title. Mm-hmm. And Pulver beat BJ, and I remember thinking, oh shit, this is what I want to do, I want to do fighting and stuff. And then actually got in a little trouble with the law and had to go to jail for 6 months right after that. But when I got out of jail, my first pro fight was against Pulver. So I was fighting the guy on TV that I was watching, Mm-hmm. Months or whatever before, so that was kind of cool. But as far as the show, I just respected BJ, I think, as a fighter a lot more, and just wanted to be with him.
Mm-hmm. What's the best part and what's the worst part about living in the Tough House?
I think just being secluded there. There's no TV, no radio, no magazines, no cell phone. You weren't allowed to talk to other had no outside communication with the world. You had to just sit there and interact with everyone on the house. So that was the worst part, probably. Mm-hmm.
That was a very, very wild season. Some people think the house drama and all that, it's probably the most entertaining season. What was your favorite house moment?
Back then, I don't know. I thought it was funny watching those two. What was the guy's name? Fight.
Noah Thomas and Marlon Sims.
Yeah, Noah. I was friends with Noah. I thought he was a good guy, but it was still funny watching them go at it, and watching Noah try to come over and kick him in the head. It was comical, I guess. Yeah. I made good friends. I became really good friends with Matt Wyman and Gray Maynard and stuff, and it's a friendship that still carries on today. So I was blessed in the experience, and how it's just a great time to meet such good people. So.
There were so many great moments from that season. There was the time you wrote "Suck It, Team Pulver." There was the time when BJ Penn had you call out Corey Hill, and he gave you that list of things to say to him at the fight announcement. There was the time Gabe Rudiger failed to make weight. Just so many great moments. What are some of your memories about those moments?
I think once I was in the house and I saw the guys that were there, I kind of realized the position that I was in and the potential I had to win the thing. So I just wished, I was just trying to stay sober out there and train and take it as serious as possible. Once I knew I lost that first fight against Nate, I'm like, shit, I need to get back in there and win this thing. I can't take this thing for granted. I realized my position, and I started taking it serious. I was just probably a little too late, but so I was just trying to maintain the weight and get another fight, and I did. I got another fight against Corey, and after I lost the decision in that fight, I knew that I probably wasn't going to get a third chance. And so BJ's just like, dude, Emerson, I want you to be that guy in the house. I want you to grow a beard, don't shave, and just come to practice drunk every day, and just this and that. Just be that guy. So I did. I think I brought a bunch of beers and vodka and stuff to make Bloody Mirrors to the fridge, and I put it in the refrigerator at the gym fridge. Right. I was just drinking, hanging out, they were all training and stuff. And it's funny because BJ walked in one time and they were all training. He's like, you guys, everyone gather around, sit down. You can tell he's super pissed too. And I'm over in the corner with a little Razor scooter with a Coors Light and eating Reese's Pieces. I was like, oh shit, he's pissed, dude. Nobody doesn't yell at me, He's like, everyone, sit down. You guys don't think we've been putting in 100% as coaches? I was like, oh, yeah. He's like, do you guys all think you've been putting in the 100%? I'm like, oh, shoot, he's going to go off on me right now. And I'm over, like, drinking, like, party. He's like, Emerson. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, hey, coach. He's like, see that? Emerson's the only one that's putting in 100%. He's like, I tell him to go home, beer fucking bomb, go to the house and drink. And that's exactly what he does. He's the only one that's fucking listening to me. I'm like, yeah, coach, cheers. So it was funny. Like, those guys have such a rad sense of humor. Like, I ended up, like, going out to Hawaii for a few months off and on for, like, a couple of years back training with BJ. And it was an awesome friends. Those guys were totally comical and just, it was a really good experience. I had a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. The way you came off on that show was just basically you're down to do anything. Is that how you are in real life?
Well, now I'm a little bit older and wiser now. I kind of walked a different path. I've been sober for almost a year now. And kind of just realized, all the important things in life. I have a daughter now. And just, I don't really take life for granted anymore. I don't take my athletic talent for granted. And I'm busy playing catch up. That's kind of frustrating for me seeing like Matt Wyman and Cole Miller and Gray and and like Nate and all these guys in the UFC. Nate's fighting for a title here, and that's me. I'm supposed to be right there with those guys. So now I'm at the point in my career, in my life, where I'm playing catch up. And I'm part of that. I'm cool. I'm still 31. I just hit my athletic peak. I just dropped down to a new weight class. I finished my last fight all submissions. I've won 5 of them. Like my last 6 fights that will lead in the UFC, and I think I'm going to do a lot of damage here this new 145-pound division. So I'm totally happy with where I'm at now.
During your run with the UFC, you were 3-3 with 1 no contest. What went wrong for you during that time?
It was all my decisions I was making outside of the gym. Like I said, these are all fights they were beating me like a decision. I was beating them a decision. Like, no one was really dominating. No one really ever finished me. I kind of just took it for granted. And I was, I would fight and then take a month or 2 off, and then fight and take a month or 2 off, and party and drink and smoke weed and kind of just like enjoy my youth and enjoy the experience instead of, bustling down and working hard and, partying after. Kind of just, partying then and, hanging out with my best friend pal is Shane Delazario, and he's another heavyweight fighter. He's fighting Pat Berry here coming up next month. And we were all just fighters. We had a lot of talent, but we lacked a discipline, And we lived out in Orange County, and there's a lot of temptations, unfortunately, and you kind of just felt all that kind of stuff. And, I guess having all that stuff at such a young age, I didn't really know how to deal with it.
It's been a little while since we've seen you in action. Your last fight was back in March. What have you been up to?
Well, I've actually been fighting pretty, I've had 3 fights, I think, the last 3 months. I fought about a month ago, and then I fought again a month before that. The record on True doesn't really show my record. I don't know what their deal is. You go to MMA.tv, has my right record and everything, all the fights logged on there. I've had 3 fights, and I fought, I didn't fight for a whole year when I was living in Huntington Beach, and I just moved back down to my town, Dana Point. I won my last 3 fights. I fought Savant Young, and then I won that a decision, and then I fought. Oh no, sorry, that was submission. Yeah, and then I won my last 3 fights all submission. I think I choked out Savant Young, and the other 2 fights all submission in the first round. So. I'm working on my boxing and kickboxing over at Kings MMA. I'm working over with Jason Perillo at Ruka. And, my career's going good. I'm at this new weight class at 145. I'm walking around at 170. So I really feel like I'm going to do some damage to this 145-pound weight class. I don't really see anyone beating me. I never lost a drop of blood at 155. No one was able to throw me around to overpower me at 155. And so I think I'm going to be, a force to be reckoned with at 145.
Why did you decide to make the move down there? Was it your natural body weight kept dropping and 145 became easier?
I think it's my natural weight to fight at 145. My coach has already told me to do it. The guys at 155 are like, 6'2", cutting down from 190 or whatever, so big guys. And like I said, I was still doing fine with them. I have a competitive edge where, I'm the same size, I'm not bigger. So, I think 5'8", walking around 170, I'm like a good size 145-pounder. Mm-hmm.
Your physical ability has never been in question. You've always had the ability to be a champion, but a lot of people have said, it's above the shoulders is where problems are at. Have you done anything? Have you seen a sports psychologist? Have you done anything to try to be more mentally into it?
Yeah. I thought to a sports psychologist and all that stuff before. It's pretty much getting sober was a big deal. You party, you smoke weed, and you drink, and your mind gets soft. You start doubting yourself in areas of your life, and you just come out of it. When you get sober, everyone who's gotten sober, and after a while, they can tell you that it feels like you're coming out of a cloud. You just see and see clearer now. And now I'm just training, back to back to back. I'm like training for a specific fight. I've been in a solid training camp for the last 6 months. I've had 3 fights back to back. So I'm in great shape. I'm out working everybody in the gym. So now I get to work on my game and work on myself and become a better fighter instead of working to get in shape.
Mm-hmm. Have you or your management been in contact with Sean Shelby or Joe Silva?
Yeah, I think they're talking to them right now. I got Tito Ortiz and George Parisian are managing me, and I think they started this new promotion called 360 Management or something. Mm-hmm. And me and Chris Cyborg and some other guys. I actually sent an email to Joe, and he forwarded me an email to Sean Shelby, and Sean Shelby told me that if they're going to keep an ear out for me if somebody gets injured or gets hurt, they'll contact me if I fit in, so I'm just going to stay in shape. I was supposed to go to Australia next week and go fight out there, but I think I'm going to take some time off and just keep training and be in shape and see if the UFC calls or anything, Mm-hmm. I'm not going to by the end of the year, then I'll probably book another fight in January.
Mm-hmm. With all the injuries that seem to be going around now in MMA, if a short notice opportunity in the UFC comes up, would you be willing to take that? Because I know early in your career you said you had some problems with short notice fights.
100%. That's where I'm at right now. I'm just training full time, 100%. I'm expecting a phone call. So I'm just going to put it in God's hands, and if it's something He wants me to do, that's what will happen. So I'm just training and living right, making the right decisions, and I'm not living for myself now. I'm getting sober, you kind of realize that there's a lot more to life. You appreciate the little things, and God willing, if this is something He has me doing, if I can reach people through this sport, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just training my butt off and making the right decisions as an athlete, and I'm just trying to be a champion outside the ring. We'll see if it carries over to my career. Mm-hmm.
Your fight against Savant Young was for Tachi Palace Fights. If the UFC doesn't come calling, is Tachi Palace Fights a possibility?
Just a one fight deal with them. I just fought Savant Young, and that was it. But if I don't hear from the UFC by December, I'm probably gonna look to fight for World Series of MMA or something for January.
Oh, I see. Rob, the last question I have for you is, if you weren't fighting mixed martial arts, what would you be doing?
I don't know. I guess back in the day, I wanted to go to the Navy. And try to be a Navy SEAL. I'm sure now that I'm a little bit older, I'm not probably something in law enforcement, like special forces or something. I guess something along those lines. But I'm a little bit older, a little bit wiser now. I really don't know. I guess I would just have to pray and put it in God's hands and see. I guess I realize now that as you get older, life is about being in service to other people and living for other people. It's not about living for yourself. Not any of us are put on this earth to live for ourselves. We're all here to influence other people, and I think we're all judged for our actions at the end of our lives. So just hopefully I can be in a position where I can influence people in a good way and help people out along my way.
Mm-hmm. Rob, real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you would like to thank, and is there anything you'd like to say to the fans?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank my managers, George and Tito, for taking care of me and looking me out and getting me some fights booked. All my coaches and teams over there at Kings MMA and down at Ruka, my coach Jason Perlow. And I got a clothing line coming out here soon next year. I started about a year ago. It's called Lords and Lions. You can check it out on lordsandlions.com. And then, just keep an eye out for me in this next coming year at the 145-pound division. I think you guys are going to see me in the UFC here within the next couple months. And I'm going to look to cause some ruckus down there in that division. And hopefully they come on for the title. That's the plan.
Rob, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me, guys.